Hey, Military Money Manual podcast listeners. In this week's episode, I want to share a sample of my audiobook version of the book, The Military Money Manual, A Practical Guide to Financial Freedom. The book is available on my website at shop.militarymoneymanual.com and also on Amazon Prime, Amazon Kindle, and audiobook through Audible. Just search Military Money Manual on Amazon to find the book. I'm really happy with how the audiobook turned out, and I hope you enjoy it too. Here we go.
Introduction. This is the book I wish someone had handed me on my first day in the military. As a college graduate and commissioned second lieutenant in the United States Air Force, I had no idea what to do with the money the U.S. government sent my way on the 1st and 15th of each month. Whether officer or enlisted, active or reserve, you might be like I was not too many years ago, new to the military and completely confused about what to do with your money. You may recall hearing about the TSP or a Roth IRA, whatever they are, and think that saving 10% of your income is a decent goal. But it's likely that no one has explained what the end game is. What's the point of all of this saving? Allow me to show you what the end game looks like and why it matters. A lot. I'll show you what I did with my money to set myself up for long-term financial success and how you can do the same. When you're young, you lay the financial foundation for the rest of your life. The choices you make when you're young, whether you invest, accumulate debt, or just let life happen, will impact you for the rest of your life. If you have kids, those decisions may impact your family for decades. Collecting a paycheck after being a student can be incredibly liberating, but if you're not smart about it, that money can quickly disappear. Cars, rent, food, taxes, toys, video games, beer, haircuts, cell phones. The list goes on and on. Everybody is clamoring to get their hands on your dollars, but you need to pay yourself first. Discipline now will lead to more financial freedom in the future. I grew up reading articles in the magazines Forbes, Fortune, and Money. I saved my summer job money and bought the SPY ETF, a popular S&P 500 exchange-traded fund, in the Roth IRA my dad helped me open. Despite my youthful interest in investing, I was financially literate but not financially competent. The financial magazines and news outlets offered lots of questionable tactics, but no strategy. I knew I should save, invest, and minimize credit card debt, but I was confused about how much I needed to save. After I entered the military and started earning a regular paycheck, I was still confused. I knew the power of compounding interest would someday turn my summer savings into millions. But when? How long would those millions last if I wanted to stop working? Would I have to work forever? Or was there a finish line to eventually cross? Retirement was so far away. How on earth was I going to save the money I would need to retire comfortably? How could I possibly figure out my retirement number? The amount of money it would take to be financially free. Was it $500,000? 1 million? 2 million? I couldn't figure out how to connect the dots. On top of this confusion, at the time, a quarter of my after-tax pay went towards student loan repayments. I couldn't figure out how to get rid of the debt quickly. I had heard about the military's Thrift Savings Plan, TSP, but I didn't know if it was a good place to invest my money. I had all these questions, and no one in my chain of command offered any answers. No one explained how money worked and how it could work for me. No one explained why I should go through the hassle of learning how to become rich. It was all theoretical. I still didn't understand what the endgame was. That's why I wrote this book, to provide you with the direction I wish someone had given me when I joined the military. Do you want to work forever? Ask yourself, do you want to work forever? Or would you rather have enough invested money and or passive income to make work a choice instead of a necessity? How good would it feel to wake up every morning and think, if I quit my job today, I wouldn't have to worry about bills. I could walk away and never work another day in my life. I have no debts, my car, home, and student loans are paid off. I can live off my investments for the rest of my life. I choose to work because I love helping people and because it brings me joy. When you get to this point, you can travel the world, raise your kids at home, visit family and friends whenever you want, work out on your own schedule, cook delicious and healthy meals at home, read for half the morning, and take naps in the afternoons. You'll have time to meet friends for coffee and time to start the home brewing project that's been on your list for years. You can work because you want to without worrying about promoting, networking, selling, or doing any of the things that you hate doing. You can tell your boss no and not worry about the consequences. Does that sound awesome? Of course. Does it sound realistic? Probably not if you are sweating it out in a desert on deployment. But this plan is realistic. Thousands have already achieved it. You can achieve this financial position much sooner than you think. My wake-up call. I stumbled my way through that first year on a military paycheck. I was in a year-long training course, working my ass off, and I struggled to make it through each day. My only goal was not to wash out, so I didn't make time to think about my finances. During that year of training, I made no progress against my student loan debt, and I didn't build any assets. Every paycheck gave me just enough money to get to the next paycheck, but never enough to get ahead. Luckily, I didn't accumulate any credit card debt, but I didn't have much to show after a year of work. After completing the training course, I finally had a few weeks off. I spent more time reading personal finance blogs online and went to a local library and checked out every book they had on personal finance. Finally, it clicked. Reading a few of the classic personal finance books like The Millionaire Next Door, Personal Finance for Dummies, and The Total Money Makeover provided the wake-up call I needed. I understood what I should do with the money Uncle Sam paid me. I realized this money wasn't just for present me, it was also for future me. With the right strategy, I could make my money work for me and eventually liberate myself from needing a job to support my lifestyle. I realized what the point of all this saving and investing was: financial independence.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that sample of my Military Money Manual audiobook. Again, the book is available on Amazon in hardcover, Kindle ebook, and audiobook through Audible, and also on my website at shop.militarymoneymanual.com. You can use promo code PODCAST for a special podcast listener discount. One more time, head over to shop.militarymoneymanual.com and enter promo code PODCAST for a special podcast listener discount. Thanks again for being the best part of the Military Money Manual community.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Military Money Manual podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. This helps others find the show, and we really appreciate it. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.